Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you can all hear me. My name is Jennifer Waters, and I have been in private practice for, over 25 years now. And I've been part of the CNY fertility team for not quite that long, but a long enough time. And today we're going to be talking about giving your ovaries the love that they deserve. There's a lot of concern, interest in ovarian function these days. I field a lot of calls, a lot of questions about how to best support your ovaries. So today we're going to do a little deeper dive into that. I just want to share that, I am so amazed and impressed by the quality of information that's available to us now. I don't know about you all, but there is so much good information out there now about regenerative health, intelligent aging, how we can heal ourselves on the spiritual, emotional, physical, functional medicine level. It's incredible. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you for everybody, all of my colleagues. There's so many people I've been impressed and inspired by and educated by. There's an endless list of people I want to say thank you to. None of us work alone. We are all inspired by each other. We are part of a collective consciousness of growing, ascending, sharing information together. And that's exactly how the ovaries also function. We often think of, my thyroid's out of balance, or my adrenals need support, or my ovaries need support. But I want you to shift out of that sort of isolated mindset and start thinking about everything is interconnected, just like we are, right? We are all connected. And that is how our endocrine system functions, right? So if you've been diagnosed with anything related to your ovaries, they are not working alone. First of all, they are governed by the autonomic nervous system, right? If you're stressed, that is affecting your endocrine function. So our nervous system controls, influences, supports our endocrine function. So the first thing you have to think about or pay attention to or decide is, how am I going to become more resilient? How am I going to, because the stress isn't going away. You're still going to have the same external problems, your commute, your challenges at work, your relationship. I don't care what it is. We live in a stressful world, and I think that that's fine. Feeling stress is showing us that you care. You're paying attention. You're out there in the world. If you had no stress, you're probably sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day. And that's not a life that I would want to live. That is not a productive, meaningful life. So stress really, in a way, can be our friend and our ally. So it's not about eliminating stress. It's about changing the way that your nervous system is responding to stress, right? So that you want to become stronger. Remember, your mind has the ability to grow more powerful every single day. And what you're thinking about and telling yourself every day is really what's driving the terrain. It's affecting the functions, how your cells are functioning, which is how your endocrine system is going to be functioning. So I want to challenge everybody to come up with your mantra or your phrase or your positive thinking sentence, something simple that you can repeat all the time. For years, mine was, life is easy, I am rich, and I have great friends. Okay. I came up with this at a time where I didn't feel like I had a lot of resources. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to start saying this over and over and over. And what happened was, I got more friends, life became easier, and I could support myself with grace and ease. So we know that it works. There's enough science and evidence and research out there that proves that our thoughts and our feelings are creating our reality. And this is what's affecting our endocrine system. We all get stuck in the path of, Western medicine, which I often refer to as the disease care model, and think, oh, there's nothing we can do. You have to go on a drug. You have to just go right to this surgery. And sometimes, obviously, you do. There are extreme situations. usually because we are ignoring the subtler symptoms. We are ignoring the early subtle symptoms that start and then they become bigger, almost irreversible symptoms. We need to do more extreme interventions. So anyways, so I want you to think of your ovaries as part of a whole bigger system, right? Now, first of all, nature abhors a vacuum. So they're not just dangling out there, hanging onto the uterus for dear life. They're not. They're embedded in this network of layers of fascia, muscles, all of this wonderful tissue that's supporting them, right? So they're in there, they're sandwiched in there, they're nice, they're comfortable. And it is this fascial layer, the fascial network on the body, which is where the meridians are. This is where the bioelectrical aspect of our being is functioning all the time without us even knowing it. We're not even aware of how this is working. And so the ovaries are in there and they're directly affected by the energetics of what's going on in our fascial system. And oftentimes, your ovaries are misplaced or out of perfect alignment because the uterus, which is designed to move, she's a suspensory organ. One slip on the ice, one fall when you're 7 years old off a horse. Now your uterus is misaligned and it pulls the ovaries with it. And then they get comfortable there. And this is how we have a decrease in blood flow, a decrease in lymphatic flow. So we get congestion there. So then all of a sudden, fast forward 10, 20 years later, and you're diagnosed with ovarian cysts or PCOS or low ovarian reserve. And boom, this is possibly where it could have begun, right? A misalignment, a structural misalignment. Now we have to remember also in terms of our spine, the nerves that are coming through our spine are innervating our organs and our endocrine system. So if you have chronic low back pain, you have issues in your lumbar spine, I want you to address that. I want you to get this treated, whether it's chiropractic or acupuncture or whoever, so that you can get that opened up, because we don't want that part of the spine compressed, because that's the nerves are going to decrease their ability to govern that part of your body. So if we're looking at the whole body here in totality, we want to start eliminating some things. So find an RVGO therapist. Let's get your uterus and ovaries in a better position, increase blood flow, lymphatic flow there. Let's look at some chiropractic adjustments. Let's see where on your spine you have subluxations, or you might have scoliosis, or you just have pain, compression of the nerves, and let's open that up. It's easy. These are easy things to do. Those of you that know me know I don't believe in a big long-term program, right? Anyone that says like you need to commit for a year or whatever, it means they don't really, this is my personal belief, they don't really understand how the body is designed to heal itself and repair. We are an amazing self-healing mechanism. And no one knows how many sessions you are going to need to create the change that you're looking for in your body. It could be 1 session. It could be 10 sessions. It could be 20. We don't know. So a lot of it depends on your mindset. It depends on your emotions. When you get your mindset on board with, I believe that my body is designed to heal and repair itself, and then you couple that with the feelings of like, wow, I really feel excited about healing here. Boom. Now you're affecting your cells, you're affecting the terrain of your body. So whatever else you're doing, nutrition, targeted supplements, acupuncture, light therapy, my favorite modality, it's going to work much more quickly. So obviously, we need to look at the nutrition that you're doing, try to understand what's causing a dysfunction in your ovaries. So because it's part of the overall terrain in your body, if you really are having anything like PCOS or low ovarian reserve, let's take a look at some toxins that could be interfering with how it's functioning. Now, this is a 100% guarantee. If your ovaries are off, your thyroid's off. It just is. I don't care what the blood work says. Okay. Blood work is a tool. It's not 1,000% accurate. It is a snapshot in time. It's picking up things that are fairly extreme. It's not necessarily picking up on the subtle. And so a lot of what we do in the healthcare world is more subtle and prevention, ideally, in a perfect world. So we want to look at things like heavy metals, other environmental toxins, viruses, bacteria, mold, fungus, candida. We want to look at these things that are affecting the terrain, because you weren't born, most of you, with dysfunction in your ovaries, right? So something has occurred along the way, and we can remedy that. We can affect a change. All right. I know that we can. We have some wonderful resources available in terms of some very clear targeted supplements, whether you're looking to increase your progesterone levels naturally. I do think this is the most reliable way, depending on where you're at in your fertility journey. Let's get the body to do what it was designed to do first. And then, so if you're looking to increase progesterone, we have a protocol for that. If you're looking to increase estrogen, we have a protocol for that. If we're looking to decrease excess estrogen, which I believe is a big problem for so many of us because of the environmental toxins, because of the endocrine disruptors. Plastic alone, if you're eating food out of plastic regularly and drinking water bottles, I mean, yeah, it might be chilled in the grocery store, but think about the months leading up to it getting into that cooler in the grocery store, right? It probably sat in hot warehouses, in hot trucks. So you were getting plasticizers in this water. This is affecting your ovaries very directly. So what else? The reason I like to use phototherapy, whether it's patching or LED or even a sauna therapy, is because we're bypassing the liver and the gut. Remember, the liver has issues. It's constantly being recruited to work. It's challenged because of toxins, because of blood stasis, because of stress. So then to say, oh, we're going to take this supplement to do some detox or whatever. So now the liver's like, really, I'm already working full time here. Now you want me to do this for what purpose? And the gut, the same thing. We're loaded with dysbiosis. Most of us are. I've eaten well for decades and I still have issues. I did a gut test. I was very surprised what came up. So it's a work in progress. All of us are. So again, if you're taking a supplement, you're going through the liver, through the gut, it has to be absorbed. If you're full of inflammation in your gut, it's going to be much harder. So what it says on the label, you might have 200 milligrams of whatever. By the time you absorb all of that, it's not going to be 200 milligrams, right? It's decreased in its potency due to your internal terrain that's full of inflammation. So when we bypass all of that, we go directly on the skin with light. We are now donating the energy to your cells that's needed to start giving you the vitality you need to heal and repair. It's sort of like, think about like jump-starting your car. The battery's not broken. It just got tired and it needs that spark in order to give it the energy to start working and support being able to run. So light is that spark for your battery. It really is. Let me see. When did I test this morning? Okay, I want to answer this question first. FET. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, I have on my website, so many of you have struggled with recurring pregnancy loss and miscarriage, and I'm very sorry to hear that. On the one hand, it's complicated. On the other hand, it's not. So I created a guide on my website. It's a free resource. It's called Preventing Miscarriage. So go ahead, read that book. Okay. Email me if you want more information. Here's the thing, whoever, just Amber Collins, here's the thing, Amber, I want you to work on the terrain. I want you to give your cells more energy. If you are looking to prevent miscarriage, then you have to energize your cells, okay? And I talk about this in the ebook on my website, jenniferwaters.net. Don't keep doing the same things over and over and over and expect different results, right? Do not. You need to make changes. A lot of times what I suggest folks do is, let's look at what the physician is going to suggest that you do, whether it's prednisone, antibiotics, progesterone shots, and see if we can replicate it in the natural world, because I do believe that's where you're going to get the best results. Because when we use natural remedies, we're getting the body to do it on its own. So if you're combining it together, like, bam, now you are really going to make changes in a short amount of time. In Chinese medicine, there's 3 causes of pregnancy loss: excess heat, deficiency, and stasis. If you are too hot, you are sweating, you're having hot flashes, you need to cool down. Excess heat is going to force the blood out of the vessels, period. It's that simple. People think, oh, I'm going to drink ice water to cool myself down. Do not do that. Ice actually, short term, yeah, you might feel cooler. Long term, the stomach has to warm things up so that it can be absorbed, because our stomach is, let's say, 98 degrees. So if you're putting in ice water, now the stomach is saying, okay, I got to warm this up because this is weird. This is a shock to your system. So what happens is that the body gets hotter as a result. The stomach's working more now to get everything room temperature for absorption. So give up the ice, drink warm, drink room temperature, get the best possible water that you can. The people that I listen to now, Detox Rejuvenation, Sinclair and Michael Keneally, I love them. They've done phenomenal work. They recommended a water distiller, which I haven't got yet, but I'm going to. I'm a little reluctant to get another thing that plugs in on the kitchen counter, and I think it makes noise. But listen, if you have real health challenges that are chronic, you're not getting the results that you want, you have been exposed to mold, you have to take what you're drinking very seriously, because even a lot of water filtration systems, the filters will harbor mold. And so you don't want to be drinking that. So if you don't have if you feel pretty healthy and you wake up energized and you don't have a lot of challenges, then don't worry about it. But if you do, look into a water distiller. Other things that you can do before we go. I love thinking of self-care. What you can do every day is what matters most. You can put castor oil on your abdomen. I want you to feel where your ovaries are. Okay. So anatomy matters. I want you to really get down low and palpate your pubis symphysis, the pubic bone. I wish I had my model here. I don't. Feel where that is on your body. Lift your hands up just a little bit and come out to the side. That is how low your ovaries are. Okay. So we often think of them as high, kind of close up near the navel. They're not, they're low. So if you're doing a castor oil pack, I want you to put your hands right over your ovaries and talk to them. I know it sounds crazy. Some of you are rolling your eyes, but the body responds. Your organs are responding to your nervous system and to your thoughts and feelings. Talk to them. In energetic medicine, the ovaries have a very different energy than the uterus. The uterus, it's all part of the same chakra system, first and second chakra. The ovaries are more related to creativity. And I want you to think about creativity in a more expansive way, because people think, oh, I'm not a painter. Oh, I'm not a sculptor. Oh, I don't do any art. Stop. You can be creative with your thinking. You can be creative in how you set the table for dinner. You can be creative in words you used texting. Okay. You can be creative all the time. And so expand your definition of creativity and just start thinking outside the box. Start thinking creatively. even if you're watching whatever you're watching on TV, I am so impressed with the creative genius behind all these shows that we watch that most of us are just taking for granted, like, oh, another phenomenal show. Well, think about the creativity, the long-term planning, thinking ahead, what that takes in somebody's mind to just even acknowledging that, I think, is going to help you tap into your own creative resources. Listen to humor, because not only does laughing help and release nitric oxide, which is the vasodilator we need, we know that the funniest people are often the most wise. So it's why I like to listen to really good comedians, because they're usually really smart. So the uterus is more connected to control, money issues, feeling support. So of things that we all struggle with. There's not one person I've ever met that's like, oh no, I don't have any issues with control, and oh, I've got tons of money and it's no problem. I have a healthy relationship with that. So, and I have lots of support. No one feels that way. Everybody feels like they could use more of something. So think about that as you're working on yourself, the subtle difference between the energetics of the ovaries and the uterus. And also, I want to challenge everybody a little bit to really think about causation. Okay, so you've ended up with this diagnosis. A lot of diagnoses are just, I feel it's sort of an excuse to not do anything. Oh, I have anxiety. Okay, that's just what it is. And then you kind of stay stuck in that label. The label is not necessarily the most helpful thing. It can be. I mean, I know that those of you that have unexplained infertility, it's very frustrating because you wish you had some diagnosis. At least you could do a deep dive into something, that's going to help you. So, but the flip side is that it can also keep you stuck. If you have been diagnosed with something, I want you to challenge yourself and think about why, and expand that question why out. So that, and I don't want you to rely on Google or your doctor to tell you. I ask folks all the time, what do you think caused PCOS? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's genetics. Oh, they don't know. I didn't ask about what they said. Now, remember, just because you have a genetic predisposition, it is not a life sentence, okay? We all have genes for something. We all have cancer genes. It doesn't mean we're going to get cancer. Something has to turn the genes on for that to occur. And that's what I want you to think about in a very creative way. What did this? Was it emotional trauma? Was it you were exposed to a lot of toxins, or your diet was horrible and then you realized you really did not want to eat this way? It is not your fault. I don't want you to feel like shame if you have not been eating well. It's because this is what's available to us in this country. If anything, we should be very frustrated and enraged about the quality of food that's being sold to us. It's all been GMO. The seeds are full of glyphosate. We are being exposed to pesticides all the time. And so, okay, that's fine. We can do what we can in terms of lobbying and legislation. And I think it's worthwhile to try to get involved with changing things so we don't feel like a commodity. We feel like our government cares about us and we want to get healthier and have a quality life. It's not about living long. It's about having a quality life, right? But again, we want to think about, okay, fine. So that's all out there. So what am I going to do? What choices am I going to make to bring about changes, more vitality, more health? Okay. It starts in the mind. It affects the tissue, and it's what you do every day that matters most. All right. Let me see what else here. I love this. I have Duard and I have 2 failed transfers. How can I improve egg quality and quantity? Yes. Exactly. Lots of things, Obi. There's so many things that you can do. So what I want you to do is go to my website. I'm creating more and more free resources for everybody so that you can choose what's going to work best for you. Okay. Because limitless solutions for you. I love talking about improving egg quality because improving your egg quality is improving the quality of your life. And no matter what, ladies, at the end of this fertility journey, if we can think about it having an end, I want your overall health to be better than when you started. Okay. So I want you to think about this is longevity. This is rejuvenation. This is regenerative science. Okay. We're improving the quality of your life so that when you have a baby, you're going to feel better, happier, healthier, so you can live long for your children, if not the rest of us. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook. Thank you all for your interest in health. I appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you here in the CNY Fertility Campus. Whenever you are, stop by. Healing Arts is where I am, my home away from home with my wonderful colleagues. And bye-bye.